Have you ever felt like the internet is designed more for clicks than for curiosity? Well, that's the exact problem the AI company Perplexity wants to solve with their new browser, Comet. They're making a bold promise to build a radically better internet. So today we're going to dig in and see what that actually means.
So let's just start with this question. Really think about it. Imagine an internet that isn't just a giant shopping mall constantly trying to sell you something. What if its main goal, its default mode, was just to answer your questions and feed your curiosity? That's the huge shift we're going to explore today. Okay, so to really get what Comet's mission is all about, we have to start at the very beginning, with the philosophy it's built on. And that's the simple, raw power of asking questions. At the very heart of what Perplexity is doing is this one simple belief. You see, it's not about creating tech just for the sake of it. It's about building tools that amplify one of the most powerful, most human traits we have, our own curiosity. And look, this isn't some fluffy, new age tech philosophy. It's a pattern we have seen again and again throughout history. Take the transistor, that tiny little invention that powers our entire digital world. Well, that was born from a pretty simple question. How can we make a better vacuum tube? Or think about the Wright brothers. They didn't just build a plane, they were obsessed, relentlessly asking how to achieve flight. The real takeaway here is that pretty much every major leap forward starts with a question. So, if questions are the engine of progress, you have to ask, why isn't the internet, our greatest information tool ever, built around them? Well, that brings us to the web as we all know it today.
Perplexity's diagnosis of the modern internet is pretty blunt. It's broken. They argue that the very tool we all rely on for knowledge has just completely strayed from its purpose, and worse, that it's actually stifling our curiosity.
The web has become what they call a digital yellow pages, a place where it feels like every single path leads to a checkout button. Just think about your own online experience. How often are you being funneled toward a purchase? Perplexity argues that this constant commercial pressure has basically trained all of us to just seek simple answers, not to ask deeper, more interesting questions.
So if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, this is where Perplexity introduces Comet, a browser that's designed to fundamentally change our relationship with the internet. This comparison really just cuts right to the chase. The old way, it's a maze of ads, pop-ups, and sales funnels. But the Comet way is a direct path from your question to a real synthesized answer. It's about cutting out all the noise that gets in the way of actually learning.
But does this new approach actually change how we use the internet? Well, the early data is pretty compelling. New users on Comet asked anywhere from 6 to 18 times more questions on their very first day. This suggests that our natural curiosity hasn't disappeared. It's just been suppressed by the tools we've been using.
And this is the core of their entire mission, to make asking questions the default way we interact with the internet, to transform it from this passive experience of just consuming stuff to an active and even delightful process of inquiry.
Now, Comet isn't just a prettier search bar, though. Its real power comes from a whole suite of AI tools designed to act as your own personal research and productivity team. And this distinction they make is absolutely crucial. Comet isn't about the AI, some generic one-size-fits-all tool. It's about your AI, a set of personalized assistants that work for you and only you.
And this whole personal AI team idea, it evolves in 3 stages. It starts with a universal assistant that's kind of always with you. Then it moves into more specialized roles like handling your email. And finally, it scales up into a full team of agents that can manage complex tasks for you. Let's break that down.
The journey starts with the basic Comet Assistant. The best way to think of it is as an AI co-pilot. It's always available, right there in your browser, ready to help you with research, debug some code, or summarize a dense article, all without ever interrupting your workflow.
Now, the next step is the background assistance, and this is where it gets really interesting. It's a platform that turns your questions into actions. You can delegate tasks to a whole team of specialized AIs that work for you in the background. It's basically automating parts of your to-do list, so you can focus on more important things.
So, this is a pretty ambitious vision, right? But what's the actual plan? How are they going to roll it out and build on this new, curiosity-driven platform?
So what's next for Comet? Well, the focus is all on expanding the platform. First, they're going mobile first with a new app and some advanced voice features. They're also tackling that cluttered mobile ad experience we all know and hate, and crucially, they're partnering with publishers to make sure the AI is trained on high-quality, reliable information. It all serves that core mission, to build an internet that truly supports our curiosity.
And that brings us right back to the core idea. Perplexity is betting that if they build a better tool, they can unlock a whole new era of curiosity and knowledge for all of us. So I'll leave you with the same question they pose. If the internet truly worked for you, what would you ask?